All right, welcome everyone. Forrest here with the Privacy and Freedom Podcast. Thank you for joining us again. This episode is going to be a little different. I was interviewed for an event that's coming in September in Saluda, North Carolina. It's called Prepper Camp. Prepper Camp is the world's largest that we know of, that we've ever seen, the world's largest outdoor party for preppers, homesteaders, tiny homes, survivalists. There's like 65 classes a day. People come from like all 50 states. It's an amazing place. It's in the mountains of North Carolina. There's some backstory to this. The last year, the weekend we were going to have prepper camp, I was 7 miles away from the actual campground. And because of the hurricane that went through Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee mountains, 7 miles, I could not make it. I tried 3 different routes. Even the interstate, I-26, was shut down because it was flooding. But so this year, no hurricanes, but it's going to be a great event. I've been going this will be my 11th or 12th year. I think it's 12 years. I've been teaching every year except one year. I've been teaching classes. So I'll be there teaching several classes. We'll have a thing about find your tribe. We'll have so many great instructors. I mean, these people are like family at this point. It's so great to just go back, sit around, see, meet new people from all over and, see old friends as well. But Rick and Jane Austin have been doing this for, I think, 11 years. And it's been amazing. It's been growing every year. Some of the same people, which is just so cool. Literally, there were kids that were surrounding me when I was like first year teaching, and now they're like adults. It's insane. But so Jane and Rick have been putting this on. It's preppercamp.com is the website. You can get tickets. They go up, I believe, July 1st. So make sure you get your tickets before then. It goes up like 25% or something. So the further out you get your tickets, the cheaper. And it always fills up. There's so many great instructors there. And I believe there could be 60, I don't know, could be 80 classes a day. It's insane. They got tents that you go in. There's at least 10, 12, 13 tents, maybe more. And there's an instructor and they're teaching classes and people can camp on site. It is amazing. So in this is an interview that a gentleman named James Walton, which James owns a company called Prepper Broadcasting Network, which I actually got my start on the Prepper Broadcasting Network many years ago with my first podcast called Prepping Academy. And James purchased this from another gentleman, the guy that started it. And James has been running it. And he has so many different podcasts. He has, I know all of them. And you need to go check it out. Look up Prepper Broadcasting Network. And you'll see that they have like 10 different podcasts they run. And I know almost every single one of his podcasters. And they're just awesome people. He does an awesome job. He does a Sunday morning like Bible study as well for Prepper Broadcasting Network. But you need to go over there. They have a membership. You need to go support them. They're just really good people. They got Sarah and a guy named Chin, good friends of mine. Sarah is an author. Chin actually helps put together Prepper Camp, and he's been volunteer for that every year. And you just need to go and subscribe, check them out. But it's called. I'm making sure I have their podcast is the Prepper Broadcasting Network, which is just awesome. They got so many different, not instructors, but podcast hosts. And I think I'm looking for the website right here. It's called prepper-broadcasting-network dot. Well, that's actually that's wrong. That is their how you can get to their actual what you may call it podcast. So the website, you can look it up and find it. I can't find it right now, and I apologize because I thought I could do this live, but everything goes wrong when you do live, does it not? So yeah, not anyway. But James Walton is the guy. He interviews me and asks me questions about prepper camp, and I thought this would be great to share. You still got plenty of time to sign up, get tickets, even if you don't get them in time for the discount. It is the most amazing event you will ever attend. Why do I say that? Because you will absolutely meet people from around the world. I kid you not. And there's just great instructors, great people. Um, but I'm going to play the actual audio of the interview, which, I do a mediocre job. You know, James Walton, he's the professional here. So, yeah, go like and subscribe. Go get your prepper camp tickets, and hopefully we'll see you there. So here we go is the interview where James Walton from the Prepper Broadcasting Network is interviewing me about prepper camp, and hope you enjoy it.
Forrest Garvin, welcome to the show, my man. How are you?
Thank you, James. Thanks for having me, man. Looking forward to this.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Right off the top, why do you think people are so adamant about getting disappearing, through their technology and that kind of thing? What do you think that's about lately?
I think people are tired of knowing that everything that they do on their computer, on their phone, their text messages and email is not only being recorded, it's being stored in like data centers around the United States. And also with the Chick-fil-A hack, Home Depot hack, and
Yeah.
AT&T, people are tired of worrying about their losing, someone taking over their identity and using their credit and stuff. People just want privacy. And I believe privacy is a fundamental human right.
Yeah, it seems to be disappearing underfoot rapidly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, that's a
and,
good one.
and the government's never going to give it back to us. So the only way we can get our privacy back is we have to take it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that mentality. You are you've got to be one of those people at prepper camp who have been there, you know, the most years, right? I know the first time I showed up, you were there. I don't know when you started coming. When was your first year?
I went the first year as just an attendee, and
Oh, so you've been
then
there since the inception.
and since the inception, the
Oh,
second
cool,
year
man.
I was actually a presenter. And I've been there ever since, supporting what Rick has been doing and Jane, and love them. And it's almost like a family reunion every year to
Yeah,
go
I
back and
agree.
see people. Yeah.
I agree with you, no doubt about it. So why don't you give us sort of you've got a pretty extensive background, and I think people should understand outside of the class that you're teaching, or maybe outside of their relationship with you and PrepperNet, kind of what your background is all about in this prepping, survival, military, sort of world that you've lived in.
Yeah, it's it's a strange one, but I was in U.S. Air Force Special Operations, and then when I got out of the Air Force, I actually joined a company called Nations Bank that turned into Bank of America, and I was their webmaster. And so I built their internet group, and we went through Y2K, and
Oh,
we knew in the bank that we were ready for Y2K. And people just don't understand that Y2K would have been a huge problem if the world didn't throw trillions of dollars to solve the issue before it happened. But
oh, I didn't know that.
oh yeah, it would have been a major thing. I mean, banks would have shut down, power companies would have shut down, but the whole world collectively together um, fix the problem by just telling computers or training computers, hey, after 00, after 99, 1999, it's 2000 instead of zero again. So
I never
computers,
knew that. I
yeah,
thought that it just was like a bunch of people prepared for it and they were wrong. I
no,
had no idea there
absolutely
was a
not.
collective effort to make that thing
Oh yeah,
not
around the
explode.
world. So Microsoft was one of the leading, instruments, or software. And what would have happened to all Microsoft machines? It would have thought the year went from after 1999, it would have went to zero,
Right.
which would throw all calculations,
Yeah.
time, alarms, everything off. And my friend worked at an energy company with power companies, and this was 45 days before Y2K was to happen. And he's like, Forrest, we can't get programmers to program this custom software so our nuclear reactors will be able to understand time keeps going
Oh
on.
my goodness.
And that's when I became a prepper. And I was you know, it's sad. I was going to survive by salsa, chips, baby wipes, baby formula, and some water. I didn't. Who knew how to prep for the
Yeah,
world?
oh, yeah. Oh, we were all there at one time, man. We were all there at one time.
And that's the day that everything clicked with me. I'm like, oh, I need to be ready, and I need to have things for my family to be ready. And that's how I've kind of gotten started. Since then, you know, with PrepperNet, we have 120,000 members around the United States, and
That's
it's
huge, man. Good.
it's
Congratulations on that.
yeah, it's been a blast, and it's literally, I mean, not going, don't want to go to church, but man, the Lord has just literally blessed everything in the prepping world for me, and it's like a sign. He's telling me to, hey, get people ready. Things are going to get tough.
Yeah, it feels like that sometimes. It
Mhm.
definitely does.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like that. So, what are you teaching this year? One class? You sometimes are a two class guy, right?
I'm a two-class guy because I love teach. I love teaching so much because of prepper camp and teaching. I now do online classes, but I'm teaching privacy and security, teaching people
Nice.
how to disappear on the internet
Yeah, I
and
love
just
it.
how to protect your address, how to protect your credit card, your phone number, and all this. I mean, there's been so many hacks and data breaches. There's a way that you can protect yourself. The law states this, that you can use an alias as long as you're not trying to defraud or a company. And also, it's not always hiding your information. It's how you present yourself on the internet. I could tell
Ah,
you my name is Tom Thumb, and you wouldn't know the difference.
right.
And
Yeah.
if I buy things as Tom Thumb, from AT&T and from Target and Amazon, and use a different credit card, like a gift. There's so many things. We're going to talk about that in the class. Look forward to it, because this class is just, you will be writing notes, because you're going to go, and this is what people tell me. My students, they're like, that I didn't even think about that, and they're writing it down. So
Yeah.
and the other one is, believe it or not, I'm bringing something to Prepper Camp that has never been taught, and it is introduction. I'm going to make a case for cryptocurrency.
Oh man. Yeah,
So
that's great. That's a good
it's like
call.
I'm going to put cryptocurrency on trial, because I've noticed a lot of people, preppers, and people are like, "Oh man, I'm not sure I like cryptocurrency and all this stuff." So I'm gonna put it on trial and make a case that it's a very good thing for us.
Fit it in the pace plan for your
Yes.
finances, Fit it in there. We got a huge advocate on the network, Ben, the breaker of banksters on the Patriot Power Hour. He's always talking crypto.
Is it
Oh, well,
okay?
Bitcoin. He's very into Bitcoin. He's not super pro crypto at large,
Yeah,
but he's pro Bitcoin for sure.
he's got
So
laser eyes on Bitcoin.
yeah, he was an early adopter type dude,
Yeah.
got in there early. But yeah, there's viability for sure. There's viability with everything, I don't like closing doors on anything in prepping, really. There's not a lot that I think is not worth, at least knowing about. So that'll be an awesome class.
Yep.
I bet you will have some devil's advocates in there though, raising their hands,
Absolutely.
So that
Yep.
should be fun though. That should be a good time.
Mhm.
So outside of teaching it, you guys are gonna have the PrepperNet booth up, I'm sure, right?
We'll have a PrepperNet booth. We always have I would say 150 to 200 PrepperNet members. We always do a dinner, usually on Friday night, where there used to be nothing going on Friday night, and we usually have a dinner and a dessert sharing
Oh, cool, man.
in Tent City, and then we
Yeah.
go to the main event after that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's packed now with nights. You got something
yeah,
almost every night, right?
yeah,
I think there
yeah.
is something like every well, Sunday, everybody's like, "Let's get the hell out of here," but
Yeah.
other than that,
Oh yeah,
right?
there's a concert I think on or something. Usually music that's always really good. We go to that. We
Yeah.
just there's a break like 5 to 7, and we always get together.
Yeah, it's a good time, man. They do great with those after hours entertainments
Oh
for
yeah,
the
mhm,
that's the unsung sort of hero of prepper camp, right? Is
mhm,
the
yeah,
guest speaker, the awards events, they're fun. All that stuff is a good time. But
yeah.
so outside of the teaching, outside of the partying and outside of all that kind of stuff, the booths, the meeting the people,
Mhm.
what else? What else really sits with you when it comes to your time at prepper camp,
Well, like I kind of alluded to earlier, it's like a family reunion. I've met some of my best friends at Prepper Camp, and it is just I love going back and seeing them, talking to them, hanging out by the campfire. Now, if you're family, just be prepared. There are people we talk late into the night around campfire. We try to be quiet, but it's a one time a year time when you can get together and just talk about the problems of the world, and people mostly agree with you, and you can talk about your preps and things that are
Oh
going
yeah.
on, and it's so much fun. I would not miss it. So last year I missed it because I was 7 miles away from the camp when the hurricane hit, and I
Oof.
could not get there to save my
You were
life.
you were shucking and jiving out there. It's surprising to me how many speakers are right there, like
Yeah.
right there at prepper camp. 30
So
minutes out, 40 minutes out.
I used to stay on site, but I'm a little older now and a little wiser.
You ain't into sleeping
And
on the ground anymore.
yeah, I like sleeping in a nice little bed and breakfast. Don't tell anyone that, okay? So,
Hey, get it while you can get it. Like I said, you know, the day might come when you're not so lucky. That's kind of what we're
mhm,
doing there.
yeah,
So I can
yeah,
appreciate that for sure. You know,
mhm.
um, any top level sort of highlight prepper camp moments that you return
Oh,
to year over
yes,
year?
I got one I'll never forget. So, I met a guy named Dave Wolf. Um,
Love Dave.
Dave Wolf, yes, I think it was second year at Prepper Camp. And he's the one that encouraged me to become a teacher, and I did. And Dave and I have been friends. We almost went on a reality show. There was only one reality show I was ever going to go on, and Dave and I we were so close we almost got picked. But Dave was a friend. Then he became he was right here in my hometown in Charlotte,
Okay.
and we hung out a lot. So let me tell you this story. This was 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Everyone's packed up from prepper camp. We're tired. Everyone's packed up.
Right.
People are picking up the trash, and we're sitting in there in chairs, kind of like on a little hill looking down at the lake. And we're just talking. And it was the most awesome. I mean, I knew it was awesome at the time, some
Yeah.
of the things we were talking about. And just great. We stood up. He went in his car. I went in my car. We said goodbye. And we left. And he ended up passing away 3 days later. And
Yeah.
you're like, whoa. I met this guy at prepper camp, and my last most just enjoyable moment was just me and him, no one else around talking. And that's the kind of relationships that prepper camp has brought many people. And and I know a lot of people are like, really? Come on. No, that's serious stuff. I mean,
Oh, that's definitely serious
that's
stuff for
real
sure.
stuff. And it is so prepper camp is always again, some of my best friends or I meet there. And if they don't show up, I get really mad.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. It is amazing. It is amazing. Years in, and there is that weird sort of speaker vendor
Hmm.
group that's there every year, and I really, I don't think there's anybody that you don't look forward to seeing in the whole
Right.
group, you know what I mean? It's like everybody who's coming, you wanna hear about what they're up to, what they're doing, what they're working on. Yeah,
The
it's an
worst thing
awesome
about
thing.
teaching is you're missing 2 class period times that you could
Oh,
be
tell
going to
me about it.
someone else's class, because never fails the class. I'm like, oh, I want to go to that. One of them is Chin. I want to go to his
Oh, yeah, the Meshtastic class is gonna be
Meshtastic,
awesome.
and my class was the same time as his. I'm like, oh,
Well, he's
so
doing it again this year,
yeah,
so
yeah, I heard. So I
hopefully you'll shuffle
apologize.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, technology heavy,
Hmm.
comms heavy, and security heavy this year. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna open people's eyes to some stuff, I think.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
definitely.
well, this has been going on for years. Everyone there pretty much knows how to start a fire.
Yeah, good point. Good
I
point.
mean, so I think as we develop and grow as a prepper community, we're kind of getting more advanced. We
Yeah,
do
I think you're
don't
right.
forget, but there's some great classes for beginners there for sure.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. For sure.
there's
I mean,
so many classes.
the basics on self-defense are really
Mhm.
great
Yep.
courses. You know,
Hmm.
Sarah's, Hakeem's
Sarah.
class, they're great
Oh,
for sure.
Hakeem. I forget about he's awesome. What they call him? I mean, I think they call him and is known as the Black Ninja.
Something like that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got his book right behind me here.
yeah. He's just he's a bad mamma jamma.
Yeah, he's fun too, man. He's a nice
Yes,
guy to hang
yes,
around with. Yeah,
yeah.
and Dave Jones, you got to see Dave Jones, the nuclear
Oh,
class. That's it. That's an
mhm.
essential. If you got, this year, everybody should be
Yes.
concerned about nuclear this year.
Kidding. No kidding.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, man. It's gonna be great. I can't wait to see you there,
I
man.
can't
It's gonna
wait to
be a
be
fun
there.
time.
I
It's gonna
can't
be a
wait.
fun time for sure. But what else? Anything else before we call it a day here on this prepper?
Well, I think anyone that is that is prepping, even for years, this is a great place to go and meet people, to learn. You got access to anything you need in the prep. I mean, if you need freeze dried food, whatever,
For
vendors
real.
tents are unbelievable. I know that one guy, I can't remember his name. He's got the best fire starter. That sparks. You know who
Oh,
I'm
the guy
talking
with the
about?
big giant thing. It's
Yes.
huge.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
it's like,
it's like this size. It's
yeah,
enormous. Like the Pharaoh's this size.
they could throw it
Yeah.
like 25 yards, and
Yeah.
all this stuff. And so, and the teachers are excellent. It's just a great camp where the teachers, I mean, yeah, they teach a class, but then when they mix into Tent City and they mix into Vendor Lane, they're just normal people.
Oh yeah. They're
And
fun.
everyone, you're just talking. Everyone there is knowledgeable. It's just so happened this year I'm teaching a class. There's people, everyone there has a knowledge. And
Oh
so,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
You could learn from just some guy you run into for sure.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, all right, folks. Tickets are 30% off till the end of June. So now's the time to buy if you want to get the best price. I'll be there with all my friends. Forrest will be there with all his, and there'll be a ton of people piled in on top of that. And if there's no other show like it, there's no other location like it, and there's no other place doing
Mhm.
60 classes every single day the way they do it at Prepper Camp. So we hope to see you there.
Yes.
Thanks so much for joining me, Forrest. I appreciate it,
Yeah,
man.
man. I appreciate you having me. And it's the best camp, bar
Oh,
none.
no doubt about it. Yeah, without a
So.
doubt. All right, folks. Buy them tickets. See you soon.